monster awakens. The city lights flickered nervously under the weight of the night. Above the skyline, clouds swirled unnaturally, reflecting the fiery glow of distant flames. People in the streets paused mid-step, phones lifting instinctively to capture the impossible. Then it began, a low, rolling tremor that rattled buildings, cracked the pavement, and sent birds scattering into the stormy sky. From the abandoned harbor, a shadow emerged, massive and terrifying. Its eyes glowed like molten gold, scanning the city as if measuring every structure, every life. The ground itself seemed to quiver beneath its enormous feet, cracking roads and toppling abandoned vehicles. High above, the mighty hero hovered silently. His suit shimmered, cycling through its variations, the classic bright colors, the sleek black stealth suit, and a cosmic energy-enhanced form that glowed faintly with otherworldly power. Muscles tensed, cape flowing in the wind, he scanned the scene with glowing eyes that pierced the darkness. He had felt the disturbance long before anyone else. Something ancient, something terrifying, had awakened. The monster moved forward, demolishing part of the harbor with each step. Cranes bent and collapsed like toys under its weight. Shipping containers tossed aside like matchsticks. Sparks and energy arcs danced along its armored hide as it emitted a sound so deep and resonant that windows shattered and the entire city seemed to tremble. The hero descended, dodging falling beams of steel and fragments of destroyed cargo. His glowing eyes locked onto the creature as he prepared to strike, sending a pulse of concentrated energy toward its massive body. Sparks flew on impact, the force rippling across the harbor, yet the monster barely flinched. It was learning, adapting, and it was far stronger than anyone had anticipated. On the streets below, terrified citizens scrambled for cover, cars skidding over cracked pavement. Helicopters attempted to hover overhead, only to be knocked aside by sudden shockwaves that radiated from the monster's movements. The city was turning into a battlefield, and the hero realized that brute force alone would not be enough to stop this creature. The monster's claws gleamed like molten steel. With a sudden sweep, it sent a wave of water crashing into nearby buildings, flooding streets in seconds. The hero fought to maintain balance mid-air, redirecting streams of energy to push debris away from civilians. Each attack from the monster was precise, almost intelligent, targeting key infrastructure and creating maximum chaos. From above, the hero's eyes glowed brighter. He shifted into his combat armor variant, energy coursing through the reinforced suit. He knew he had to learn the monster's pattern quickly. Each strike, each dodge, each maneuver was a test of skill and instinct. The city's fate depended on him. The monster roared, and the sound echoed through the harbor like a rolling avalanche. Its tail smashed into a nearby bridge, sending chunks of concrete plummeting into the water. The hero countered with a precise strike to the creature's shoulder, sparks exploding in midair, but again the impact barely registered. The monster was not just strong, it was evolving with each confrontation. As civilians fled and chaos unfolded, the hero noticed something unusual. The monster was heading toward the city's energy grid. Its glowing eyes scanned the network like a predator calculating its next move. If it succeeded, half the city would plunge into darkness, giving it the perfect advantage. The hero accelerated, using bursts of flight to intercept the massive creature. He fired a concentrated energy beam, striking the monster's flank. For the first time, it hesitated, a low growl vibrating through its armored body. Sparks danced across its scales as it swiped violently, sending the hero spinning mid-air. Buildings trembled under the force of the blow. Then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, the monster vanished into the depths of the harbor with a massive splash. Water roared, waves crashing into nearby docks, leaving behind a scene of destruction and fire. Citizens stared in disbelief, phones raised to record the spectacle. The hero hovered silently, surveying the damage, knowing that this was only the beginning. From the depths of the darkened harbor, a faint glow pulsed beneath the water, hinting that the monster was not gone. It was merely preparing for something far worse. The city had survived tonight, but the shadow of fear lingered over every skyscraper, every street corner. The chapter ended with a cliffhanger. The hero's glowing eyes scanned the harbor, muscles tensed and ready. Somewhere in the darkness, the monster was watching, waiting, learning, and the city's real nightmare had only just begun. Clash in the sky. The city reeled from the aftermath of the harbor's devastation. Fires still burned along shattered streets. Sirens echoed endlessly, and frightened citizens huddled wherever they could find shelter. But above it all, the sky told another story. The story of a battle far from the ground, a battle that would determine whether the city survived or fell. High above the skyline, the mighty hero hovered, the night wind whipping his cape. His suit gleamed under the glow of city fires, cycling through multiple forms, classic bright colors, stealth black, and cosmic energy enhanced. Every muscle tensed, every nerve alert. The monster had emerged from the harbor's depths once more, larger, angrier, and seemingly more intelligent. From the clouds, the colossal creature descended with terrifying speed, wings, or energy projections, spreading wide. Each movement created shockwaves that sent glass and debris raining into the streets. The monster's eyes glowed with a golden fury, scanning the city, and locking onto the hero with a predatory precision. The hero adjusted his stance, energy pulsating from his fists, as he soared toward the descending threat. Sparks of energy arced across his body, lighting the night in blinding flashes. The monster's roar split the sky, a sound so powerful it shook the skyscrapers. The first clash was immediate and brutal. The hero struck with a concentrated energy beam aimed at the monster's chest, but the creature twisted mid-air, deflecting the strike with a metallic armored arm. Sparks erupted in mid-air as energy collided with energy, each forceful blow sending ripples across the skyline. Below, helicopters struggled to maintain position while emergency crews tried to evacuate civilians from the streets. Social media feeds exploded with live footage. #SkyBattle, #CityHeroes, #EpicClash. Millions of viewers watched in or as the two titans collided above the cityscape. The monster unleashed a devastating tail swipe, smashing the side of a skyscraper. Debris fell in a cascading wave, forcing the hero to dive and twist mid-air to avoid a fatal impact. With a swift counterattack, the hero lunged, energy fists striking the monster's shoulders. Sparks flew, and a shockwave rattled nearby buildings. Both combatants moved with alarming speed and intelligence. The monster anticipated attacks, countering with aerial agility that belied its massive size. The hero dodged, countered, and adapted, alternating between mid-air flips, energy blasts, and powerful punches. The city became a cinematic battlefield, a playground for two unstoppable forces. Amidst the chaos, the hero noticed a pattern. The monster wasn't attacking randomly. It targeted key areas, energy sources, transportation hubs, and densely populated streets. Every strike was calculated to maximize disruption. The realization struck the hero like lightning. Brute force alone would not be enough. Strategy and precision were necessary. The hero switched to his stealth black suit, blending with the night clouds. Using speed and surprise, he launched a coordinated assault, striking from unexpected angles, forcing the monster to adjust mid-flight. Each maneuver was precise, each strike calculated, creating dazzling sparks and explosions across the cityscape. The monster responded with a surge of energy, forming glowing spikes along its back, and fired a massive energy pulse. The hero countered with a defensive energy shield, but the blast still threw him back into the air. Hovering, he clenched his fists, energy crackling around his body. This was a creature evolving with each strike, learning, adapting, and he would have to evolve faster. The city below continued to suffer, but in that chaos, hope remained. Citizens watched from hiding spots, recording the fight, cheering, and sharing footage online. Millions were witnessing history, the viral nature of the clash spreading across social media as quickly as the shockwaves shook the streets. Suddenly, the monster lunged downward, directly at the heart of the city. The hero accelerated, diving to intercept. Their collision created a massive explosion of energy that lit up the entire skyline. Debris, sparks, and fire erupted in every direction, the sheer force bending steel and shattering glass. For a moment, the world seemed to pause. The hero hovered, chest heaving, eyes glowing fiercely. The monster screeched in frustration and fury, staggering slightly, but immediately recovered. It hovered, wings spread wide, preparing for another assault. The chapter ended with suspense. The monster rose higher into the clouds, energy crackling around it like a storm, while the hero hovered in the sky, surveying the city below. Both knew this battle was far from over. The stakes were higher, the danger greater, and the ultimate confrontation loomed. To be continued. Secrets of the monster. The city's skyline was scarred from the previous battles. Streets remained littered with debris, and the air smelled of smoke and scorched metal. Yet amid the chaos, the mighty hero hovered silently above the city, analyzing the destruction with sharp, glowing eyes. He had learned one crucial truth. The monster was not just a mindless beast. Every attack had purpose, every movement was strategic. From the harbor where the creature had first emerged, strange energy traces pulsed faintly, glowing in rhythm with the city's damaged power grid. The hero studied them, toggling through his suit's stealth and cosmic energy variants. The pattern suggested intelligence, almost like the monster was learning from the city's responses, predicting the hero's movements, and evolving with each encounter. Meanwhile, citizens whispered rumors. Online footage of the prior aerial clashes had gone viral. Millions watched the hero and monster battling above the city streets, speculating about the creature's origin. Some believed it was an ancient guardian gone rogue. Others claimed it was engineered, a weapon designed to test the limits of human defense. High above, the monster returned, emerging from a glowing rift over the harbor. Its massive form was partially obscured by clouds, but flashes of multimetallic scales glimmered in the lightning-lit sky. Energy crackled along its back like lightning, and its eyes scanned the streets below, observing, calculating. The hero dove toward it, suit pulsing with power, cape trailing dramatically. He launched a concentrated energy blast at the monster's chest, but this time, the creature reacted differently. It shifted its wings mid-air, creating a shield of glowing energy that deflected the strike. Sparks flew across the skyline as the hero adjusted his trajectory. Realizing the monster had adapted, he would need more than strength to overcome it. The creature's tail lashed downward, smashing into a skyscraper, sending concrete and glass plummeting into the streets. Civilians scattered, screams echoing through the smoke-filled air. The hero dodged just in time, rolling mid-flight and firing precision energy pulses at the monster's legs. Each pulse scorched its molten armor, yet it barely slowed. The monster's intelligence was evident. Each movement countered attacks before they landed. Hovering above a partially collapsed bridge, the hero observed a faint glow under the water. The monster was feeding off energy sources hidden throughout the city, electrical grids, fuel reserves, even the city's own infrastructure. It wasn't just destroying for chaos. It was powering itself, growing stronger with each attack. Realization struck. This wasn't a mindless assault. The monster was a living, evolving weapon. If it wasn't stopped soon, the entire city, and perhaps beyond, would face total annihilation. The hero switched to his armored combat suit, energy crackling across reinforced plates. Every movement was precise, every strike calculated. He had to fight smarter, anticipate the monster's strategies, and exploit weaknesses before it adapted further. The monster hovered above a central power station, energy pulses flaring from its core like a storm. With a thunderous roar, it unleashed a massive energy wave across the city, toppling buildings and sending debris into the streets. The hero propelled himself through the chaos, dodging falling steel and sparks, and struck the monster's energy core with a concentrated beam. For a moment, the monster faltered, its glowing eyes narrowing. Sparks rained from its scales as it reeled backward, giving the hero a brief opening. He zipped around its massive form, striking weak points along its armored joints, every move choreographed like a dance of destruction. As the monster recovered, the hero noticed something startling, glyph-like patterns along its multimetallic back, glowing faintly. Symbols that seemed to pulse in rhythm with the city's energy. They were not random, they were instructions or codes. The creature wasn't just attacking, it was communicating, or perhaps following a hidden directive. Hovering above, the hero clenched his fists, energy glowing brighter. The city below might have been his battlefield, but understanding the monster's secrets was key to victory. The glyphs indicated that this fight was far bigger than a simple clash of strength. It was a puzzle, a test of intelligence, endurance, and adaptability. The chapter ended with suspense. The monster lifted into the clouds, energy flaring around it like a storm. The hero hovered below, cape fluttering, eyes glowing with determination. Somewhere in the patterns of the creature lay the secret to stopping it, but deciphering it would be his next battle. To be continued. Final Skyfall Showdown. The city held its breath. Smoke still spiraled from shattered buildings, fires flickered across the skyline, and the faint glow of emergency lights dotted the streets below. Above it all, the clouds churned violently, torn apart by energy surges that illuminated the night. The mighty hero hovered in the sky, muscles tensed, eyes glowing with determination. This was it, the final confrontation. The colossal monster had returned, larger and more powerful than ever. Its multimetallic armor gleamed in the stormy light, and energy glyphs pulsed along its back, casting a menacing glow across the city. Each step it took created shockwaves, toppling what remained of buildings and sending debris plummeting into the streets. The air vibrated with its deep, resonant roar, shaking even the hero's senses. The hero shifted through his suit variations: classic bright, stealth black, armored combat, and cosmic energy-enhanced forms. Each one offered new abilities, and he would need all of them. The stakes had never been higher. Failure would mean total destruction of the city and potentially the entire region. The monster launched first, diving from the clouds with blinding speed. Energy erupted from its wings, creating a storm of lightning-like arcs and molten sparks. The hero countered mid-air, energy crackling from his fists, deflecting debris and striking precise blows against the monster's armored joints. Sparks flew, buildings shuddered, and shockwaves rippled through the skyline. Below, civilians watched from hiding spots, their eyes wide, capturing every moment on phones and streaming live. Millions tuned in online, awed by the spectacle of two unstoppable forces clashing above their city. Social media hashtags exploded. #Skyfall Showdown, #CityHeroes, #EpicBattle. The monster reacted with intelligence, swinging its massive tail in wide arcs to crush skyscrapers. Energy pulses radiated from its glyphs, feeding off the city's damaged power grids. The hero realized brute force alone would not suffice. He pivoted mid-air, firing a concentrated beam into the monster's glowing glyphs, disrupting their energy flow temporarily. Sparks rained across the city as the creature screeched in frustration. The battle was a symphony of destruction. The hero's fists, glowing with cosmic energy, collided with the monster's molten armor. Shockwaves blasted across rooftops, shattering windows and sending steel beams spinning into the streets. The monster leaped into the air, wings flaring, as the hero propelled himself upward to meet it mid-flight. Sparks, debris, and streaks of energy lit the night sky like fireworks, each strike more intense than the last. Amid the chaos, the hero noticed the monster's core. The glowing energy glyphs along its back pulsed faster, syncing with the storm around it. This was the source of its strength, and the hero focused all his energy on it. Switching to his cosmic energy-enhanced suit, he charged fully, fists glowing brighter than ever before. The monster lunged downward, aiming for the city below. The hero met it head-on, colliding mid-air with an explosion of energy that lit up the entire skyline. Shockwaves tore through the streets, but the hero held firm, striking repeatedly at the glyphs with precision energy pulses. Sparks and molten debris flew everywhere, creating a cinematic storm of chaos. Finally, the hero found the opening. With a powerful burst of energy, he struck the monster's core directly. The glyphs flared violently, then shattered in brilliant arcs of light. The monster let out a final, deafening roar, staggering backward before crashing into a mountain valley outside the city. Dust, smoke, and molten energy clouds enveloped the battlefield. The hero hovered above, breathing heavily, his suits flickering between glowing forms as he surveyed the destruction. The city below had survived, but barely. Emergency crews rushed to assist civilians, and news helicopters circled the battlefield, capturing the historic event. Millions of viewers continued to watch live, awed by the hero's victory. Yet even in triumph, the hero's eyes scanned the horizon. Faint energy traces lingered where the monster had fallen. The glyphs, though shattered, hinted at a larger force, something that had commanded the creature, something that might still pose a threat. The battle was over, but the war might not be. The city slowly began to recover, fires being extinguished and rubble cleared. Civilians cheered from safe areas, calling out to the hero in gratitude. Streams went viral instantly, clips showing the final showdown spreading across social media platforms. The hero, ever vigilant, hovered silently above, ready to face whatever came next. The chapter ended with suspense, the monster defeated, the city saved. But distant energy pulses hinted that this was only the beginning. Somewhere, hidden, a greater threat waited, and the hero would be ready. The end, for now.